What is going on, everybody? So this video is going to be put up a little bit late. There are a lot of things that have happened over the past couple of days, and I ended up being out of town over the weekends. I hope that even though this video is very, very late, that you still enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for your patience, and enjoy. What is going on, everybody? Taylor here, and today doing a video that a bunch of you guys requested. I debated whether or not I was going to do it, but since you guys want to see it, we're going to jump right into this. Today I'm going to be choosing and putting together my bracket for the movie trivia Schmoedown Anarchy team tournament, which I'm so excited for. I'm really, really, really interested to see how these new teams, these randomized, mixed up teams, are going to perform in this tournament, if they're going to be strengths or weaknesses for these new teams based on maybe, you know, similar knowledge with their partner or chemistry that just doesn't work quite right. So let's do this. So for round one, the first match we have is actually taking place at the live match, which I will most likely be at. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I hopefully will be there. So the first one we have is Roca and Merle going up against Howard and Marshall. Now this one is kind of tough for me because Roca and Merle are both extremely proficient competitors. They are great competitors that have both had, you know, matches that didn't go so great for them. They've had their moments where they haven't performed to the best of their ability, but overall they are fantastic competitors, very, very skilled in the game. Now Howard and Marshall, Stacy has done very well in a lot of her matches recently. A lot of her singles matches she's done really, really well with. And when her and Brienne were a team, they did great things. And Winston Marshall also did really, really great with his former team. So this is kind of a tough one for me, especially when Stacy is on point. Like when she is on fire, she is on fire. But ultimately, I'm gonna go with Roca and Merle for this one. So for round one, for this one, we're gonna put Roca. So Roca and Merle are gonna be first. So then, the next round one matchup we have is Kalinowski and Ellison going up against Silvestrini and Stewart. Now for this one, there are a lot of unknown factors in this for me. So the way I'm going to approach this is, I have been a fan of Mike Kalinowski for a while. I think he is a great competitor, and I think he works really hard, and I really have liked watching him, you know, transform as a character and become this heel person who is kind of turning this entire league, you know, multiple leagues on its head. So on top of that, Chance Ellison is his partner, and as someone who is also from the Arizona faction, definitely have to root for them. So we are going to go with Kalinowski and Ellison. Okay. And the next one we have is Bibiani and Nost going up against Irwin and Graves. Now this one, Bibiani is doing great right now, and he has so much knowledge and he has a lot of strengths as a competitor, but he's another one of those players that really misses the mark sometimes and really has weaknesses in areas at just the wrong times. Just the timing sometimes does not work out for him. And Nost, I really dig as a competitor. I think he's hilarious. I think he's fantastic to watch. I think he's very knowledgeable, more than he gets credit for. So I love that team. Irwin and Graves. Irwin is kind of a machine when it comes to trivia. So, you know, it's a toss-up there. It's a tough one. But I am going to go with Bibiani and Nost because I think that that team is amazing. I love that partnering, and I'm really, really excited to see their chemistry together and how they play as a team. And the last one on this side of the bracket is Riley and Bateman going up against Zipper and Fouch. Now, this one is interesting to me because Zipper is a great player, and so is Fouch. Zipper has had success with his previous team. Fouch has had a little bit of a tougher time, but she does know her stuff. Now, Riley obviously is one of, in my opinion, the greatest players that's ever played the game. He's a previous champion, and he has had a lot of success in teams and singles. And Bateman, I adore Bateman. I love team action. I love Ben and Drew. And, you know, Drew guy has been doing so well lately. So well, and I'm so happy about that. And Bateman has also been doing well. There's some questions he's run into that have given him difficulties. And, sometimes the luck isn't really on his side, but he studies so hard. Bateman puts so much work into studying and to really, really being an active part of this league. So I'm going to go with Riley and Bateman on this one. So that will fill up this side of the board for round 1. Okay, so we've got Roka, Merle, Kalinowski, Ellison, Bibbs, and Nost, Riley, and Bateman. So then, going over to the other side of the board, we have Snyder and Andreyko. Now, Snyder and Andreyko have a bit of a history in teams and factions and, all that kind of stuff. Andreyko is a killer of a player. He's so knowledgeable, and I think that he is very, very entertaining to watch. I love his humor and just how he is at the table. Snyder I also love. He is so snarky and funny, and he's a good guy, even though he likes to cause chaos sometimes, which is interesting for the league. But we've got those two going up against Mance and Gerber. Now, Mance is a bit of a wild card. Either Mance is really, really on, or Mance is super off. And I haven't seen him play with Gerber, obviously, but Gerber does have his strengths. He hasn't had as much success in the league and hasn't really had as much of an opportunity to be successful in the league as some of these other players. But with this one, I'm going to go with Snyder and Andreyko to fill the first round spot on this side of the board. So we've got Snyder and Andreyko. Next pair up on this side of the board is Machine and Walton versus Achdy and Duralde. Duralde? I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure it's Duralde. So, for this one, I don't even need to think about it. Janine is my girl. I love Janine the Machine. So, we're going Machine and Walton on this one. Alright. Next one we have is JTE and Harris going up against Makuga and Dewberry. Now, the first thing I want to say is I am so, so happy that Christian kept to his word and said that the Wildberries will never be split up. Even though this is the Anarchy tournament and everyone else had to get new teammates, we still have the Wildberries, and that's my favorite thing in the whole world. So I'm very, very excited about that. Now for this one, believe it or not, this one was a little tricky for me. JTE has had such great runs over the past billion seasons. He's done, amazing work in his comeback in the singles. He was part of an undefeated champion team for forever, and he's one of the best. He's just one of the best in recent Schmoedown history. Harris has a lot of strengths and has shown that he has a lot of strengths, so that team together can be a scary team. However, Makuga and Dewberry are such a fun team, and sometimes, somehow, despite all the alcohol and all the screaming and all the nonsense, sometimes they actually do well. And sometimes they have the fluke where they just do really, really well. Now, spend a little bit of time with this one, and as much as I would love to see the Wildberries move to round 2, I'm gonna have to give this one to JTE and Harris. I can't write today, so that's awesome. Okay, so So the last one on this side, we have McQueenie and Chandler versus Seibold and, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Yuck. With this one, I am going McQueenie Chandler because Drew McQueenie is insane with trivia. He is so good, and I've loved watching him compete, especially when he was with Sam. He is amazing. And Brienne, like, she is also really great at the game and at trivia, and I really, really want to see what this team can do together. I think that they have a lot of potential as a team. So, after round 1, this is the board that we have. This is what it looks like. So going on from this point, we've got Roca and Merle and Kalinowski and Ellison. Now for this one, as much as I want to root for my fellow Arizona faction member, and as much as I would love to see Kalinowski move forward, it's also hard to discount Roca and Merle because they are a very strong team. Just looking at that on paper, they're a very strong team because they're both very strong competitors with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience playing the game. Now, Kalinowski also has a lot of knowledge and has a lot of experience playing the game, but Chance doesn't have a ton. So with this one, it's really, really tough. It would be really great to see, an upset and see Kalinowski and Ellison take it. Now, as much as I want to root for John Roca and Dan Merle, I think I'm going to go with the upset here because I really would like to see what would happen if Kalinowski, I'm going to run out of room on this board, so we're going to put K and E are going to take this one. So the next matchup we have is Bibbs, Nost, Riley, Bateman. Now this one, if this comes to pass, is going to be very, very interesting. Now, because I'm such a fan of team action, and because I'm such a big fan of Ben Bateman, and because I'm such a huge fan of Riley and absolutely adored Wolves of Steel and everything that they did, I'm going to end up going with Riley and Bateman on this one. So then, got that side. Okay, so now over here, I feel like a teacher trying to do this. So now over here, we have Snyder and Draco, Machine and Walton. Now, as much as I want to root for Janine, because I love Janine and she's fantastic, with this one, I am going to have to go with Snyder and Andraco, just because they are such strong competitors. So we're going to go Snyder and Andraco. Then we've got JTE and Lon and McQueenie and Chandler. Now this one is tough. This one is tough because this right here is 4 extremely strong competitors right here with very different strengths and very different strategies, and there's a lot that could happen here. For me, this is one I wrestled with for a while as well and had some trouble with this one because it really could go either way if it gets to this point where the bracket looks like this. For me, I decided that as much as I believe that luck and timing and everything ends up always being in JTE's favor, I am going to go McQueenie and Chandler because I would like to see that. As much as I would like to see JTE and Lon go up against Snyder and Andraco, I kind of would like to see McQueenie Chandler progress and get to see more of them as a team. So that's what I'm going to go with there. So then we've got Kalinowski and Ellison going up against Riley and Bateman. As much as we haven't really seen of Chance Ellison, I know that Chance knows a lot of things. I know that Chance is very strong in trivia because, once again, he's part of the Arizona faction. He's done, reactions and things, and he's been in fan leagues, and I know that he's very, very strong. Kalinowski has also continued to get stronger and stronger and stronger in his game. And then, like I said, Bateman studies his ass off. He works really hard for this league and is really passionate about it. And Riley is Riley. Like, come on, guys. He was a champion. He knows his trivia. He's really good at the game. So this one is tough because, you know, there's really a lot that could happen there with that, where you just don't know. So with this side, I don't know. I really don't know, because my gut is telling me that Kalinowski and Ellison are really going to surprise people in this tournament and really just do well and go farther than a lot of people might be expecting. But also, you've got a team of Riley and Bateman. So it's like, how, you just don't know. If this comes to pass where this match is played, I have no idea, you know, what could happen there. So it really, really could go either way. But for, you know, just because of my, I don't know, you know what, we're just gonna go Riley Bateman. That's just what's gonna happen. So we're gonna go Riley Bateman takes this match here. Okay? So then this one, you've got Snyder and Andreyko and McQueenie Chandler. This is also a tough one. But in my gut, for some reason, I'm just feeling Snyder Andreyko. I don't really have an explanation for that. So if I can, oh God, if I can write here. Clearly not. Clearly I cannot write. Okay. Snyder and Andreyko. So then, if this is a mess, hold on. So I don't really even know how I got to this point, but apparently my prediction bracket is that our final here for this Anarchy tournament is going to be Snyder and Andreyko going up against Riley and Bateman, which I do believe could actually happen. I do believe that could really happen. And that would be a hell of a final. It really, really would. Now, out of these two teams, I wouldn't really be upset with either one taking this. I really wouldn't. Because I think Andreyko would really deserve it, and it would be interesting to see Snyder go into, you know, a final like this without JTE as his teammate, with a whole different teammate that he really has to, you know, rely on for this, and just continue to see what that team is capable of. And then Riley and Bateman, if they haven't killed each other by this point and they're able to work together, I really, really think that they're a strong team. And just based off of what I want to see, not even based off of any sort of logic or like critical, you know, thinking or any sort of statistical analyzation or anything like that. I really just want a Riley Bateman outcome. That is what I want. So my prediction is that our winner of this Anarchy tournament is going to be Riley and Bateman. And that is a combination I never thought I would ever be saying, ever. But that is my prediction. What do you guys think? Did you guys do a bracket? If you did, please either leave the link to it in the comments or let me know what you think the finals are going to look like, or just kind of any thoughts you have on this Anarchy tournament. I would love to hear about it and talk to you guys. Thank you so much for requesting that I do this. I actually had a lot of fun with it, sitting through it and trying to figure it out. So thank you guys for that. You guys are seriously the best. If you want to find me on social media, please check out the links below. They're down in the description. I will also post the link for the page where you can find all the Schmoedown stuff. I'll put that down there. If you don't currently know where you can find stuff, I'll make sure you can find it. As always, you guys are seriously the best. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I will see you all next time.